Welcome back, gamers, to another episode of the Slow Run Cast. I'm your host, the Iraqi Balboa, joined by my friend and co-host, Durwin Luke, or as I prefer to call him on the show, the Durwinator.
What's up? What's up? Are you ready to hop on a tech yacht?
Oh, dude, I am so excited for this episode. We have a lot of announcements. We have game release date and game announcements. We have TV and movie adaptation announcements, and we got some hardware announcements. Lots of stuff for this week. It has been a crazy week, and to top it off, we are going to do a special episode, which we'll release along this episode, where we make our Game of the Year, for not our Game of the Year, but our Game Award nominee predictions, because those are coming up on Monday, which I realized after I started doing that. We're recording on Sunday. By the time we release this episode, the nominations will already be out, but it is what it is.
We can compare afterwards.
We will, for sure.
Yeah.
Durwin, are you ready to get started, man?
Yeah. I really only care about one story this week.
Oh, okay.
And you know which one it is.
Well, I think we all care about one story. Valve has announced a new lineup of hardware to go along its Steam Deck, all SteamOS hardware, and it includes a Steam controller, a Steam machine, and the Steam frame, a controller, a PC console hybrid, and a VR headset. Wow, dude, this 6-minute announcement was crazy. I don't think we saw this coming this soon. I know we've been hearing murmurs and rumors about some of this stuff, but it's here. They dropped a 6-minute video on YouTube, and they gave a lot of the press and critics hands-on prior to making this announcement. So IGN and a bunch of outlets immediately, like Digital Foundry had a big 1-hour video, immediately dived right into the thing. Durwin, just some high-level pointers. The 3 pieces of hardware are expected to ship early 2026. We don't have a specific launch date, and unfortunately, we don't have pricing either. So we can get into that. The president of Steam, or Valve, Gabe Newell, said we were super happy with the success of the Steam Deck, and that they wanted, or their work over the years on the Steam OS enabled them to do the Steam controller, Steam machine, and Steam frame. The Steam machine is reportedly 6 times more powerful than the Steam Deck, and it will allow PC players to play on their TV, which you could still do with a PC, of course, but this is aimed at that console kind of fan base. It'll have a 1 gigabit Ethernet port, a DisplayPort 1.4, HDMI 2.0, 1 USB-C port, 4 USB-A ports, and will come in 512 gigabyte and 2 terabyte storage options with a built-in power brick, so it won't have a external power supply. It'll also come with this USB puck for the Steam controller that allows it to be charged and to connect more easy. Valve is promising 4K gaming at 60 FPS on the Steam machine with FSR. Yes, correct. And it is going to be an AMD desktop class CPU and GPU, semi-custom for this machine. They're saying it's going to run quiet and cool. It has if you
look at the teardown, like a crazy amount of the actual body, like inside, is just a cooling.
I'm going to get to the teardown, and I'm going to let you take over because I don't understand jack about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've looked into a few things, so yeah, hopefully I can fill in everybody.
Yeah. So just higher level, the Steam controller is going to have like a similar. It looks kind of like a Steam Deck that's crunched together without the screen, almost the reverse of the PlayStation 5 controller, the DualSense, which when you turn it into portable, had the screen in the middle. It has the track pads as well. It's going to have this grip-enabled gyro function where, depending on how you're holding the controller's grips, it will enable and disable gyro, which is really cool. We talked about a little bit about the Steam controller puck, which is a magnetic connection to charge the controller. It will feature new generation magnetic thumbsticks, which is something a lot of gamers have been asking for from Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. We were all hoping the Nintendo Joy-Cons would have similar technology, but they didn't. So this is going to be there. This is really good news for reducing stick drift in the future. It's going to have back pads or from the get-go. They're buttons, they're not pads, which is something we're only used to seeing on pro versions of controllers. Then the Steam Frame, the headset, which looks super comfy, is going to have a form factor similar to some headsets we've seen, like the Meta Quest. They've said it's going to be primarily a streaming VR headset, and they want it to be able to work seamlessly with streaming from your Steam machine, if you have one, or from your PC. But one thing to note, that it actually does have a built-in computer system, so you will be able to play games natively on it, maybe just not as
it's similar to how the Quest 3 works. It's got a Snapdragon processor in there.
Yes.
So you should be able to install APKs and basically run games straight off the headset.
Yeah. That's what they said. So that's going to be super interesting. Crazy announcement, crazy stuff. If you guys really, really want to get into the weeds of all this, I recommend, there's lots of videos online from lots of tech people who got hands-on with this thing and know the ins and outs. Durwin, I'll let you take it away with this, with these specs if you have that open or handy, or if there's anything in particular you want to bring up about either the machine or the frame.
Okay, yeah. Honestly, I think the more interesting one is the frame, but we'll run through the Steam machine real quick in terms of specs. I won't get too deep in the woods, but it's like kind of an in between for I think 6600 XT and 7600 XT, so AMD like desktop cards. It's got a weird amount of power to it, so a lot of people are speculating it's like a mobile die, so like a graphics card meant for a laptop that they are using, and they just basically have it custom tuned, custom cooling. The whole thing is crazy small from the looks of it. It's like a 6
inches high. Yeah,
6 inch chassis. That's including the power block in there. That's including the cooling. That's including the network connectivity. This thing is crazy, apparently. It has 2 Wi-Fi bands or something like that in there.
Yes, I think for the Wi-Fi to come into the machine. I don't know exactly how it works, and to connect, like to stream out for like
so
the
that's
frame
part of
or the controller.
frame. Yeah, so it has a 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi connector, which is leading directly to the frame. Apparently, wireless streaming from your console to the frame is like next level. So it uses a technology that basically tracks where your eye is looking, and it will basically encode and stream, prioritize that area that you're looking at. So
for high resolution.
So everything looks crisp in terms of what you are looking at. FSR and like DLSS, I believe, already kind of use this type of technology where if you're mainly focusing in one area, it will prioritize that frame gen to look a little bit nicer. But this is just like the next evolution of basically VR. People have been able to stream their games like no problem, because it uses that special technology, and second of all, the 6 gigahertz doesn't get any interference from your home Wi-Fi, because nobody's using 6 gigahertz for that.
And then the frame, the way they were marketing it, where they were showing off a lot of like playing non-VR games with it, streaming from your Steam machine or from your PC that has Steam enabled. So you just play on the big screen, similar to the products that me and you were talking about earlier this year, the X-Real glasses and whatnot.
Yeah,
and
it looks insane. It doesn't have an OLED panel on the glasses, but I think they said that the LCD just worked better for their applications. And of course, this is like one of the few headsets out there that have eye tracking, because the Quest 3
aside from the PSVR 2,
unfortunate for anybody that bought a Index, because it seems like it is now obsolete. But
I mean, it's been out for a while. To be fair, the Index has been out since, I don't know, 2019.
Yeah, a very long time. But this is the next generation. I feel like this is the next big jump. Like, if you're looking for a VR headset, this is the one. Like, I want to sell
I
my
mean-
Quest 3 for this.
I mean, I regret, like, I'm watching this, I'm like, maybe I should have waited to get into VR for this. Like, put off the PSVR 2
Yeah.
and waited for this, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, streaming to your Steam Deck.
Yes.
Very seamless, same way, yeah. Which is
Yes.
a really good function for me if I'm playing at home.
Yeah, another big draw is they are building out their Steam Deck verification to the Steam Machine verifications. So that
And
will
the
help
Steam
with-
frame.
Yes.
Yes,
And
there'll be a stream frame verification and Steam Machine, yeah.
Yeah, this is going to sell like hotcakes.
You think so?
I think the frame, if you are interested in VR, is going to be like just a super interesting piece of tech to get your hands on. It's the most interesting one out of the three.
For you. Yeah.
For me,
you have
personally.
you have a PC at home,
Mm-hmm.
a pretty beefy GP, like, powerful machine. But like I don't have something similar, and my Steam Deck has actually been my first forte into like the Steam marketplace and PC gaming.
Yeah.
So I am really interested with this Steam machine, like extremely interested. And yeah.
I think so. Here's we should be writing an article that says winner and losers of the Steam announcement. And the only loser really is, unfortunately, Xbox.
well, according to Phil Spencer, that's not the case, because he did say, quote, that they are one of the biggest publishers on Steam, and that gaming moves forward when players and developers have more ways to play, create, especially across open platforms. Expanding access across PC, console, and handheld devices reflects a future built on choice, core values that have guided Xbox's vision from the start. We're one of the largest publishers on Steam. We welcome new options for players to access games everywhere. Congrats on today's launch. I am not buying any of this, Durwin.
Yeah.
I am not buying
Their
any
hardware
of this.
division is done.
This machine has come to eat their lunch. Their whole PC console hybrid, immediately after exiting competition with Sony, they just got into another console war, and it's reignited again. Like, this thing is going to be in competition with the PS5. It is going to be in competition with whatever Xbox is going to make next. So the console war is still on. They thought if they could, rebrand and,
Pivot.
regroup and just change their direction, that they'll be onto something different.
Yeah.
Nope, I don't think so.
Should we get to kind of the most important thing, the pricing?
Yeah.
Then, because this is what it ultimately comes down to. So Steam has come out. They've said that this Steam machine is going to be competitive in terms of pricing. They've built their hardware around this, but they said they are clearly careful with stepping on their publishers' toes. This machine will not be like offset by game sales whatsoever. Like, it's not going to be,
It's not going to be subsidized.
yeah, it's not going to be subsidized. It is going to be more expensive than a console for sure.
I think
So-
everything moving forward will no longer be subsidized.
yeah,
I think we are past that.
yeah. So I wouldn't use the PS5 to be like your indicator for price. So
Maybe
it will be
PS5
more
Pro?
expensive. I don't know. And then Xbox, it seems like Xbox is going to be targeting even higher end. So the fact that Xbox is targeting higher end, I'm a little bit worried for them.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
that many
Like,
people
who's
have that
gonna
much money to spend
No,
on
no.
hardware like that, right? So ideally, I think Steam's just going to crush the competition like they've crushed the handheld competition with their Steam Deck. It's affordable. It runs the games that most people run and play.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, going back to your whole subsidized console thing, for those who don't know, traditionally in the console market, the idea was you sell your console at a loss. So it was at some affordable pricing. And the idea is you recoup that loss from video game sales, from games that are being published on your platform. We saw that this was never the case with Nintendo, actually. Nintendo always vouched to go for weaker hardware so that they can make money off their hardware. So the Switch 2 is not being subsidized, I believe, nor is the Switch 1 was. The Series X, S, and PS5 were presumably following along the lines of the traditional console marketplace. But With the PS5 Pro, we know that that's not the case. I think they're making money on the Pro. And with the Xbox console price hikes, they're also out of that, like, losing money on the console.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and I think the handhelds we've been seeing and the cost of some of these handhelds, the new Xbox ROG Ally X and the original Asus ROG Ally, before it, the Lenovo Legion Go and the Go 2 and the S, and even the Steam Deck, those are making money, maybe. So expect to see that, I think, in the next console generation. Because although this thing puts a wrench into everything, I still don't think it's enough for PlayStation to be like, oh, we have to subsidize our next console. No. I don't think the PS6 is going to be like that. No.
I think the PS or Sony themselves are basically like another Nintendo at this point. Like, everybody is buying their stuff because of their exclusives. Let's be real.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to reconsider putting games on Steam after this announcement?
I don't think Xbox has
not Xbox
a choice. Or what do you mean?
Xbox, Sony. Yeah.
No. If you let's be real. I think if you are a Sony like PS user, you're going to be buying a PS6, PS7, whatever next iteration is.
You don't think this is going to worry them that people are going to be swayed to go?
No. And I think Sony is not committed to putting out the games day one. So
they're getting closer.
They're getting closer, but I think that buffer is more than enough. If you're a diehard Sony fan, you're gonna play it on a PS whatever.
I don't think the majority of Sony players are diehard Sony fans, and I think most of them are Call of Duty and like FIFA players. So do you think this machine is going to sway them to switch teams? I personally don't think so, because it makes no difference whatever I play Call of Duty here or there.
No, exactly.
Yeah. Is this controller interesting to you?
Oh, this is
very much so.
This is the one that I'm buying. Depending on the price of the Steam machine, like maybe I'll buy one for shits and giggles. Probably not though, because it looks like I feel like it's going to be an 800 USD.
That is the word on the street. The word on the street is an 800 USD product. Yeah. Do you have a comparison? I'm not really familiar with AMD graphics cards for PCs, nor am I familiar with NVIDIA graphics cards. Yeah. But I have a better idea of the numbering. What do you think this lines up on with regards to NVIDIA?
I think it's around closer to 4060 was what what I've seen. So it's
still not
it's still not beefy, but so the thing to know is Steam runs hardware surveys for those who like actually want to share that information with Steam. So they know exactly what most of their user base is using.
Didn't we find this out recently?
For GPUs? Yeah. I mean, it should be on SteamDB. I wouldn't be surprised if it,
I thought it was like 3070 or something like that. Was basically.
It's actually a 3060 Ti, I believe. So it is very in line with what most people are used to.
Most people are using it.
Yeah. Most people, surprise, surprise, aren't actually made out of money, and they all don't run 4090s.
Yeah, fair enough. And then
5090s, right?
And then with the Steam Machine compatibility function that they're going to have similar to the Steam Deck, this is going to be pretty cool, right? You'll at least know what you're up against.
Yeah, and I think so. Going back to the user base that you were talking about, COD user base and the FIFA user base, they just want their machine to work, right?
True.
So why would I don't foresee them buying a Steam machine, setting it up, figuring out like, oh, what does compatible mean? Like, what does this mean? And what does that mean? They just will buy the game and throw it in their PS5, PS6, whatever at that time, and it'll just work, right?
Yeah.
The controller is bundled in with the Steam machine, which is
I think you have a choice. You have a choice, actually.
Choice. Okay.
I think there's an option to not get it bundled, because, ta-da, you can use your PS5 controller or Xbox controller. Can you use a Switch controller like a Pro? I don't know if that's possible.
You probably can.
I think I tried to do that actually recently, and it kind of worked. Like, it would show up. I plugged it in, it would show up, but I couldn't get it to run.
The thing is, the Switch buttons are basically the same, other than the A and B are swapped, right? Which is really annoying.
Yeah, but you can. There's functions on like SteamOS where you could swap those.
Yeah, you can swap it.
So it'll just be a controller. Yeah, so you can use all those controllers on this thing. But this Steam controller looks wicked.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to be picking up a controller. The touchpad,
I think so,
is great. Like I've played around with the touchpad on a Steam Deck.
I'm probably gonna just pick it up to play Steam Deck docked, because sometimes it's a pain connecting a controller to my Steam Deck. It'll disconnect very easy if you just like are idle for a very short period of time.
Yeah. So the frame, I think the frame is going to be an expensive piece of hardware as well.
Man, listen, frankly, I want all three of these things. I want all three of these things. Do I need all three of these things? I don't think I need any of them. Problem is, like, I have a lot of hardware, and every time I buy a new piece of hardware, it just becomes more apparent to me that 75% of my gaming is on my base, launch day, PS5, and I can forego everything else I have. Really, it's not the end of the world. If I got rid of my PSVR 2, nothing would happen. I hardly use that thing. Collecting dust. Switch 2, we bought it because we bought it. But, like, I don't care so far, right? And I'm not playing anything third party on it. My Series X was a Game Pass machine. That's because of the price hikes. Probably going to become less and less of a important use case for it. And then whatever next box is coming out next gen, if I was going to buy it, I'm not buying it now with this thing. You know what I mean? Right. So it's...
So are you going to get a Steam machine?
I have to see the price.
Out of all the things.
I have to see the price.
In what world, in what price would you
800 USD is like $1,000, right?
Yeah, it's 1,200, I think.
I mean, we're getting pretty close to the next console generations anyway. I was getting ready to like dish out some big bucks. But I think in order to justify, I'm going to have to sell a few collectibles and stuff that I have with me. Frankly, I think I'm going to have to use those to fund it.
Would you sell your Xbox?
That's the thing is, I hold on to the Xbox because of Game Pass, which again, I'm going to be using less and less. This is still a Linux-based system.
Yes.
And it's still going to be a nightmare to run Game Pass on if you want it.
Yeah. You won't
so
be able to
that problem
run
hasn't been
Xbox
solved.
for sure.
Yeah. That problem isn't solved. If you want to play Xbox games, yeah, you could buy them on Steam, on the Steam store, right? But running Game Pass is going to be an issue.
Yeah, running Game Pass with multiplayer is like not possible.
The other thing too is multiplayer games on this thing, because of the Linux base,
anti-cheat stuff.
The anti-cheat system, yeah, it's not going to solve that problem. If you're on the COD, I guess that is a use case for the CODs and the Battlefields and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be able to run those on this thing, right? I don't know. I'm really excited. Early 2026, very soon. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about this thing for sure some more.
The frame. What's your magic price point do you think that it's going to come out at? Just as a question.
Dude, you know what's crazy? I mean, I have 2 children. Before I had children, I didn't care. Like, I'll drop the bills. You know what? Mm-hmm. But now I am very reserved when it comes to buying stuff. Not because I maybe necessarily can't afford it, because there's like a person talking in the back of my head, like saying, "Oh, you could just put this in their savings account for their university."
Yeah. No, I'm talking about just like, what do you think the price point is going to be coming out as?
Or I thought you were asking me what my price point would be to buy it.
No.
I think this is 1,000 USD.
You think it's 1,000? Hey, I think I'm very close to that too. I think it's going to be a 900 USD, 850 maybe USD.
I don't think this is an entry point.
No, it
VR
is
headset.
Definitely not. How much is the Index? I don't
Index
think
was already really expensive anyway.
Yeah, it's $1,000. If you want the full VR kit, it's $1,000. So yeah, I'm gonna say probably $1,000. You're right.
Yeah, this is the full VR kit is.
Yeah.
The headset and the controllers of this 1,000 Canadian.
Yeah. And it's a niche product. Yeah.
This is an old. Yeah, this is 1,000 USD for sure.
Yeah. How about controller? Price of controller?
I don't know. This is either going to be
what.
Because they said they're not. It's not necessarily packaging it with the Steam machine. My gut tells me it's going to be on the pricier end.
Oh yeah, I think it's $140, $130.
Yeah, this is a $140, $150 thing. Yeah,
so like a $90, $100 controller.
I mean, it has back paddles, which is something that Sony and Xbox don't offer on their base version controllers. This gyro thing, I don't really know what's up with that, but it sounds pretty crazy.
I think the best way to explain that gyro thing is like with Mario Kart, surprisingly. So Mario Kart by default has the gyro turned on so that you can like turn left and right with it. It has basically, imagine that like you could turn it off depending on how you gripped your controller, right? Yeah. If you're a little bit tighter, then I think it would sense that and it would turn on, kind of deal.
Track pads.
Yeah, track pads aren't cheap.
And those Joy-Con, the joysticks are the not the joysticks,
The
thumbsticks.
technology, yeah, the technology behind it. I mean, it's technically like the next step up from Halo joysticks, from what I understand. Yeah, that's definitely a cop. I think Steam makes the most interesting controllers. This isn't the first controller. Do you remember their first one?
Oh yeah.
Where the right section is
where there's only the
just
one
whole
stick
touchpad.
on the one side. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really weird, but I feel like they've got the design right. I feel like the ergonomics, because of how chunky it looks, it probably looks pretty comfortable, to be honest.
Yeah, it's probably comfortable, but I don't think it's the prettiest looking controller.
Oh, definitely not. It looks like, honestly, I think they took a lot of design language from like the old school, like first generation mouses that are like square and they've got the two giant buttons. Yeah, it kind of looks like that to me. But yeah.
This is exciting, man. This is exciting stuff. I'm really curious to see what happens. Whether I'm going to purchase it or not is up for debate, but we will see. I have some stuff that I maybe should sell to fund this. Yeah. Okay. Well, we can move on from the Valve announcements. I mean, there is one more thing I did want to bring up. There's something that is missing in all of this, which is an update to the Steam Deck. They did address this. IGN asked the Valve software engineer, Pierre Griffey, I'm not good with French names, when a Steam Deck upgrade will be coming soon, but they basically said, we're not interested in getting to a point where it's 20, 30, or even 50% more performance at the same battery life. We want something a little bit more demarcated than that. They're saying basically the technology for what we're looking for is not there yet. But right now there's no offerings in that in the landscape system on chip. And they really want a next gen kind of feel. So if you were expecting a new Steam Deck anytime soon because of this announcement, it doesn't sound like it's happening for another 2 years at least, probably. Yeah. Which is fine with me. I recently just purchased one, so at least I can make use of it.
Yeah,
if a new one came out in a year, I'd be kind of annoyed.
Yeah, I think obviously they are waiting for RDNA 5. The Steam machine is running RDNA 4, I think.
Let me just fact check you right here.
Steam machine, pretty sure it's RDNA 4.
RDNA 3.
RDNA 3.
Custom 4, RDNA 3.
Yeah, so I think it's just the price. It's a price issue, number one. You can't use cutting edge tech, and also RDNA 5 doesn't exist yet. It's supposed to come out in 2026.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And it just doesn't.
They want it to still be affordable and powerful and not nuke their battery life. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, what was the point in getting or releasing the Xbox RG Ally? I feel like that was the performance boost wasn't enough to justify
that kind of price level. Yeah.
Price level, and then also for like consumers to buy over the old one. I still feel like a lot of people looking at the price is going to be turned off by it. So Steam has to hit a certain value in order for it to sell well enough to justify making that many new units, right?
I think the jury's still out on if that even Xbox attempt to make it like an operating system is really going great, you know?
Yeah, I heard it's still not great in terms of the people with the native experience. I have no complaints with mine. Like, it's Windows, there's going to be bugs, but mine's still running great, so no complaints.
I got one more question for you on this, Durwin, before we move on. Do you think Nintendo should be concerned considering the emulation possibilities on this thing? Because, buddy, maybe you get to a point where $100, $110 games, people are going to be like, no, I'm not paying for this anymore.
No. The amount of legal chokehold that Nintendo has, they don't have to be worried.
You think we can't emulate all the good stuff on this?
No, they're going to be worried, but they have their secret weapon. They're old reliable, which is I'm gonna sue you. They don't have to be worried about this. If anything gets too big, emulation has always existed in this space. People are already emulating on their Steam Deck.
Yeah.
People are already talking about emulating the Wii U because now it basically is a Wii U because you can stream to your Steam Deck.
Correct.
The amount of people that actually go the extra mile to do emulation is, to be honest, probably few and far between. Most people are going to be using it just to play video games. The normies, right? Like, there's always going to be people that will figure out how to, like, pirate and do all that stuff on your hardware. But realistically, the percentage is probably so low that they don't really have to worry about it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I agree with you for sure. The average person's just gonna,
like you haven't even put lossless scaling on your Steam Deck, and you haven't installed Epic Game Store. I'm
effectively a normie. Like I don't even leave the Steam OS. I don't even go to the desktop.
You don't go to the desktop. Versus like me, I'm like, I like to venture out, and like I think that's why I hated Steam OS so much more. I'm just not used to it. I can use Windows for all my other ports, like the Epic games and stuff like that, right? Yeah, I mean, to each their own. I feel like emulation, there is a place for emulation. Will it really affect Nintendo's sales of their AAA consoles? Probably not as much as you think. Because most people, especially Nintendo people, like, you buy a Switch 2 because it's portable. It's like native hardware for them, right? So, same idea. Exclusives. And I don't think Switch 2's been emulated. Sorry, just as a final thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
There's no emulators for Switch 2. Only Switch 1 so far.
Durwin, we're going to chat some more about this Steam lineup of hardware. But let's move on to some other big news that we got this week. And since you are our resident Horizon fan on this podcast over here, I want to hear all about your thoughts and feelings for this upcoming Horizon MMORPG titled Horizon Steel Frontiers, coming from NCSoft, announced for PC and mobile with no PlayStation version confirmed. Developed in collaboration with Guerrilla Games and NCSoft. Durwin, take it away.
This is the MMO game that was so rumored back in the live service game. Crazy to me, it's not coming out to PS5. That's like number one.
Okay, so two things. Yeah, for those of you on the show who've been listening to us since day one, I've a couple of times, I believe late last year, earlier this year, I did like audit reviews on where PlayStation is at with their live service situation. And this is one of the games that was kind of rumored in the works, an RPG, an MMORPG from Horizon. We knew it was not going to be done in-house. It was going to be done by an external studio. We did not know it was going to be a mobile MMORPG. We did not know it was going to be on the PS5. And later, if I recall correctly, I remember hearing news about this thing no longer existing anymore and actually getting canceled. In the slate of all the other games that got canceled over the last 12 months from Sony first party, multiplayer games. But it turns out, I guess it wasn't. It's still alive and it's coming out sometime. Doesn't have a release date right now, but
I wish it died.
You being a big fan of Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West, you've played both twice, I think, and platinumed them. You platinumed Zero Dawn on the PS5 version that came out late last year. Yeah. You love these games more than anyone. How do you feel as a fan that I know you have a PC, you could always play this, and you have a phone, you could always play this.
I'm not playing this. It looks silly. It looks like if you handed... I don't know why they hand their biggest IPs to like these basically Chinese companies or Asian companies that just make like these beautiful characters to sell skins and stuff like that. Oh, it drives me insane. I don't know what to say about this other than I already don't like MMOs in general. So the fact that they're basically ripping the life soul of what is supposed to be like a story-driven game and world and throwing into this MMO probably nothingness. Too early to say, but I'm just gonna assume. It hurts my soul, really.
It looks very Monster Hunter to me, Monster Hunter-esque. And one thing I couldn't help but notice, the gameplay trailer I saw, there seemed to be a very strange focus on close quarter melee combat and very little use of long-range weapons. There was one clip I saw of them using a bow.
Which is like the iconic item or the iconic weapon for...
Which is the bread and butter of the Horizon series, because you're going up these machines, you have a range of long-range bow and arrow weapons.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And the fact that it's not launching for PS5, what is going on here?
That boggles my mind. That is something that does not what? Like what? This seems like something that's literally like they don't. This is catered entirely to an East Asian audience, a South Korean, Chinese, Taiwanese, like Japanese, maybe to a lesser extent, much lesser extent, audience where people play on their phones. People don't have consoles. People have PCs, and people don't play maybe single-player story-driven games. And they like these competitive MMORPGs with like skins and microtransactions, like especially China. This screams China. And it's like, let's just make some money off that audience.
Yeah.
So why even bother with a PS5 port? Seems very weird.
Yeah, I mean, a game released recently, which is where winds meet. That's very similar to this too. But it seems like there's more legs to stand on there than here.
Yeah. Where Winds
Like,
Meet is another game from a Chinese developer. It looks very Souls-like. It looks very action-adventure, but it's an MMORPG with all that kind of stuff. It just came out on PS5. It's been out on mobile, I think, for a year in China. It's free to play, so yeah.
So do you think that we're going to see this on PS5 eventually?
I mean, NCSoft brings games to PS5, and they have a few, like, we saw, I think, at the last State of Play, or there was some event, maybe Gamescom, where they had a couple of other games coming out whose names I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but yeah.
Yeah, no, this is it was a sad day for me. I looked at the news online for that day, and I was just so defeated.
I don't know if you're gonna allow this. Why didn't you do the deal with Tencent for their whatever their game is, whatever that game that they've been in legal battle
game that's
over?
Not like Horizon Zero Dawn or Forbidden West at all.
Yeah,
I don't know. It boggles my mind.
So going back to the little what's in store for multiplayer first party games from Sony, there's also the rumored co-op Horizon game coming directly from Guerrilla Games. That we haven't seen yet, and as far as I remember, was never canceled. So
yeah, I'm worried for that after seeing this.
By the way, that is not all, Durwin, for free-to-play multiplayer mobile games that are coming to mobile and not console. We got a new Ratchet and Clank game, which is a free-to-play multiplayer arena shooter titled Ratchet and Clank Ranger Rumble. Trailer is up for this. It is third person. It looks very Ratchet and Clank-esque, but much diminished kind of asset quality and resolution. It looks very mobile. Yeah. It looks like a mobile game. This one I don't care about. I don't think this is whatever. This clearly is a mobile game, so whatever. It's not coming out to console. It's not coming out to console. Who cares? You could tell from the quality that it's supposed to be a smaller thing. I was watching this. The only thing that crossed my mind when I was watching this, I said, wow, wouldn't it be nice if Concord didn't exist and Ratchet and Clank was Concord like this as an arena shooter? I felt like that would be a little bit more interesting than Concord if you could, create a little arena shooter with Ratchet and Clank characters. I'm not sure how successful it would be because I don't know how big Ratchet and Clank is as an IP. Like, I don't know how much Rift Apart sold. I love Ratchet and Clank. It's one of my favorite video game franchises of all time, mostly because of nostalgia as a kid playing these games on the PS2. But yeah.
Yeah, no, that was another blow to the soul because it was announced the same day, right?
Yeah. It's being developed by OBB in partnership with Insomniac.
Yeah, I don't know. Which one looks better between the two? Honestly, I think the Ratchet and Clank one looks more interesting to me.
Ratchet and Clank one seems like, let's just try this on mobile. Whatever. I mean, I wasn't going to play the MMORPG, and I didn't really like what I saw from the combat, even though it looked pretty cool. There seemed to be like no bow and arrows, which was weird. But still, like that one not coming to console is weird to me. This not coming to console is like whatever.
Yeah, because this one seems like it's play it for a few hours and stop kind of game. Versus the MMO is some people
like
spend a lot of
MMO,
time on it, right?
Yeah. This is like, hey, let's play 5 minutes of this match on my phone. That is not all for game announcement this week. We actually got a Sony State of Play, which was Japan-focused, and dare I say it was Japan-focused when they said it, about 40 minutes long, and neither of these games were actually announced on this thing.
Yeah. Hold on. Running back to Concord. I don't know if you saw the news from this week for Concord.
I was thinking about, I have it on the show notes. I was thinking about bringing it up as soon as I said that, but I was like, I don't know. Do I want to like...
I think we should, just say it for the meme. So people have figured out how to play or to set up a custom server for Concord. So the game lives.
Well,
your copy of the game is obsolete.
Well, I think this is probably a PC thing only. I can't imagine you could do this on PS5.
Yeah, this is going to be purely PC. They can't monetize it because the minute they do, Sony will be up their butts. They are already taking down videos that
they've already issued DMCA notices to gameplay videos of the fan-inspired Concord reboot. So I don't know how long that's going to live for, but yeah, it's crazy.
Will it be longer than what Sony has supported it for?
Yeah, I think so. Probably. Maybe it'll make it that far. Yeah. So yeah, that's interesting stuff. I mean, I didn't know enough people cared about this game at launch that anyone was going to do that, but Sony really just wants to forget that this game exists. And that's why I bought a copy of it, so no one can ever forget.
I don't know. I feel like this is such a weird time. I think they're just like trying to see if it could be done, especially with the whole like save video games thing. I think it's just a testament to that, more or less.
Yeah.
All right. State of play.
Okay, this was 40 minutes, but there was a lot of stuff in here. I'm not going to go through it all. A lot of it is small. This was not a state of play for Japanese studios. This was state of play Japan. Like they almost made it like, don't tune into this. But so we on top of everything, we got announcement that Sony is making a monitor, a PlayStation monitor, 27 inches, 1440p,
1440p,
HDRF, 247 hertz, VRR support, and includes
a door handle,
charging hook to charge your DualSense controller. This little hook that comes out from the bottom of the monitor that you place your DualSense on nicely, and it will charge the thing. We don't have a price for this. We don't have a release date announcements for this. We also got to look at another piece of hardware. The PS5 Digital Japanese Edition. This is straight out of the Nintendo playbook. This is a PS5 Digital Edition only for Japan only in Japanese language, locked to Japanese language support, and it'll cost, of course, less than what we get our PS5s for. It'll be approximately $355 which is a heavy discount from the regular PS5 digital in Japan, which is approximately $475 which is still cheaper than the cost.
Is it Japanese language locked or is it region locked as well? Do you know?
It's I don't think they region lock consoles anymore like they used to, but it's language locked. Yeah. To note, this is still not as low as what the digital launched in Japan for. It was 260 USD.
Yeah.
Right.
There has been also leaks for the Black Friday deals for PlayStation coming up. It looks like it's about $100 off the console, which brings it to about the launch price originally.
Some other game announcements over here. This one was exciting for me. Elden Ring Night Reign, The Forsaken Hollows. We are getting a major DLC update coming December 4th. Includes 2 new Nightfarers, more bosses. It looks great. I'm excited for this. I can't wait to get back into this game. I put so much time in this game. I have the platinum for this game this year. One of my favorites from this year. So,
are you going to show the audience what I got you?
Yeah, my action figure. I'll grab it here in a bit. To be honest with you, you got it, and my son tried to hijack it. And he was walking around. He went to the kitchen and grabbed a knife. First of all, that's problem number one. And then looked at me. He grabbed the box, and he's like, open. I was like, no, I'm not opening it for you. He's like, no, open. It's mine. Open. I'm like, no, it's not yours. So I had to hide it away from him. So I really actually haven't had a chance to pop it out of the box and set it all up because he was like so excited to see it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Back to the show. We got a deeper look into Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. No release date for this yet, but we got to look into Spider-Man and Ghost Rider, and there's going to be another closed beta for December 57th.
I'm signed up.
No, I don't think I care.
Oh, I'm signed up. I'm signed up. I'm going to try it, I think.
Okay.
I mean, I wish I could try Air Riders, but I missed that as well. So hopefully I get to try.
Oh, I missed that again. Oh, shoot. Dude, I missed that last night and I missed it today. Oh, my God. Oh, I downloaded it on my Switch, too, and I forgot.
I did, too.
There was one today from like 12 to 6 Pacific. I think there's like half an hour left. That's unfortunate. That's okay. I'll just emulate it on my Steam machine. Octopath Traveler, new story trailer. We already know that's coming out December 4th. Then there is a bunch of games which I do not exactly really think we need to go through all of them. There is interesting
Dynasty Warriors.
Oh no, yeah, I'm gonna get through it.
Oh,
but I was just yeah.
I was so cheesed. That was the thing that I was most excited
Okay,
about.
I was going to get to it, right, but we could talk about Dynasty Warriors. So Dynasty Warriors Origins came out in January this year. We are getting a DLC for it a full year later, titled...
The Four Heroes or something?
The Four Heroes or something, if I could find it on this list of announcements. Dynasty Warriors Visions of Four Heroes, coming out January 22, 2026. New stories, allies, weapons, and more.
Yeah, this is a prequel. So it looks like it was set in the Yellow Turban Rebellion, which is before where Origins is set. This is a timeline.
We got a release date for Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, coming out February 5th. We got a release date, Coffee Talk Tokyo, coming out March 5th. Broken Lore Unfollow, coming out January 16th. That's a horror game. We got a release date for Fatal Frame 2, March 12th. We got this Power Pack DLC for Gran Turismo, which is like for only the top players.
Yeah.
Authentic motorsports challenges. 24-hour races. Insane. Yeah. Some updates for Katamari Damacy, or Once Upon a Katamari. Tokyo Extreme Racer release date, February 26th,
Official
2026.
Release. This is available for early access.
DLCs for Pac-Man, which is Sonic Hedgehog DLC, Digimon Storytime Stranger DLC, title update for Monster Hunter Wilds, Blaze Blue Effect coming out February 12th. This other game from Arc System Works, even though they're working on this fighting game called Damon and Baby, which is a twin-stick shooter. Lots of stuff here. I don't think this is the craziest state of play. Mostly a lot of smaller stuff. Some interesting stuff here. I know you're excited for Dynasty Warriors Origins DLC. So that's going to be a fun time for you in January. Yeah. So that was the state of play. We can move on from that. We also got more video game announcements. We're not done. We had a lot of announcements this week. We got a release date for Pokemon Pokopia, which is the Animal Crossing Pokemon coming out to Switch 2, releasing March 5th. It's being developed by Koei Tecmo, interestingly enough. And it is the first, I guess, Nintendo first-party game that is coming out on a game keycard. Not a lot of people are happy.
Oh, it's a game keycard. I did not know that.
Yeah.
When does that Pal World farming game come out?
I don't know about that one. I don't know if that one has a release date.
Pal Farm on Steam. It is to be announced. Ooh. So maybe the Nintendo one will come out before this Pal World one. I want the Pal World one to come out first so bad. so that Nintendo can have a taste of what it feels like.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. Durwin, there is what? Okay, so there is a game which apparently we don't know anything about. I'm all talking about game releases, announcements, and stuff like that. But I did not save the link over here. But PlayStation's senior vice president says the PS5's biggest title is still yet to come.
Do you believe it?
I had the article over here open, but I didn't copy the link from Insider Gaming. I'm going to copy it right now, just so we know exactly what is being said here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. I don't know what it means. Quote, he's from the vice president, Eric Lampel.
Because iconically, the end generation for PS3 showed us some of the biggest and heaviest hitters, right? Last of Us being like one of the top ones.
He said that, so quote, he said that PS5's best-selling game hasn't been yet revealed. So this is not even like, he's not telling us Intergalactic or Marvel Wolverine or something. He's saying this is something we haven't seen before. So
Dude.
maybe this news came out before.
I have a feeling he's just gonna be like, "Oh, this is a live service game."
Yeah, maybe he's just saying GTA 6.
I mean, who knows?
I don't know what to make of this news, to be honest with you. Well, maybe he's talking about Elder Scrolls 6. I would think so, but Todd Howard has come out saying that the Elder Scrolls 6 is still a long ways off. 7 years after it was first revealed at E3 2018 with that teaser trailer. We all know that they were working on Starfield even after that teaser trailer came out. Starfield only came out in 2023, and it's had some DLC content come out more recently. We had the Oblivion remaster, so there's that. They're working on Fallout 76. There's rumors that he's got other things which people are thinking might be the remaster for Fallout 3. They had the Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, which reportedly isn't in the best shape right now. So yeah, this might not be the best-selling PS5 game because it's probably not going to come out in the PS5 console generation. And there are 2 games that are not going to come out in the console generation at all because, oh my god, I didn't copy this properly again. Because Shuhei Yoshida has stated that he canceled 2 $25 million game projects, including one by God of War Sony Santa Monica and one by an unnamed European studio. He's been making the rounds. He's been talking to people for the last year or so. And he said there was a game that he canceled from Sony Santa Monica that they had already spent $25 million on. New IP, nothing to do with God of War. And, quote, it was actually, the cancellation was something Sony Santa Monica recommended. Because they came to him and said, man, this game's just not, we're not getting it to work out.
Maybe the idea just wasn't...
It wasn't meshing together. Yeah, $25 million. Then there was another $25 million game developed by an unnamed European studio. He didn't say. It could possibly be one of the closed studios like London Studio. Could be Guerrilla Games. But sort of a similar thing over there. So moving on from that, we got one more game announcement I want to talk about. Red Dead Redemption, the first one, is coming out to Switch 2, PS5, Series X, and mobile next month. And if you recall, I believe it hasn't even been a year since this thing came out for PS4 and Switch 1. Because if you recall, Red Dead Redemption was originally a PS3, Xbox 360 game. They released a PS4 version and a Switch version, not an Xbox One version, because you can play the 360 version on Xbox One or Series X via backwards compatibility. You could not play the PS3 version on your PS4. So they did not that, and now they're upping it to the next level and releasing it for PS5, Series X, and Switch 2. All the bells and whistles, the 4K, 60 frames, HDR support, DLSS on the Switch 2, all that kind of stuff. Nice. If you already owned the PS4 Switch version, or the digital backwards compatible version, or the Xbox One version, you'll get the upgrade for the current gens for free, and progress will carry over. And if you're a GTA Plus member, you'll get this game as part of your membership. And it actually is coming to the PlayStation Plus catalog in December. It is coming out on December the 4th, December 2nd. But I don't know which tier of the PlayStation catalog it's coming to. It'd be really cool if it came out as the monthly game. Yeah. Have you played the original Red Dead Redemption?
No, I still never played it.
Yeah, I have not, and I've played 2, even though 2 is a prequel to 1. Maybe it's time I actually play the first one. Yeah, we'll see. This might be just enough to motivate me. Yeah. Switching from game announcements, but keeping it with Rockstar. Rockstar North staff, actually 220 of them, have signed a letter demanding that their fired colleagues be immediately reinstated. That's the 31 employees that we talked about last year who were attempting to unionize, and Rockstar accused them of gross misconduct involving sharing company information in a forum that was with non-Rockstar staff. Earlier this week, the IWGB, which is the Independent Workers Union of Great Britain, filed a legal claim against Rockstar, claiming that employees were dismissed in circumstances that we believe amount to victimization and collective dismissal links to trade union activity. I know the United Kingdom has a very strong history of unionization. This will probably fly in the US, but I think expect some legal repercussion in the UK. There are protests planned in front of the London and Paris headquarters for which would have passed around now at this point, November 14th, as there's further protests outside the Edinburgh office planned for Tuesday, November 18th, when there was one done, I believe, last week. So the saga continues with this story. Durwin, we got weird, very strange Ubisoft news this week.
Yeah, big news,
We've been talking a lot about Ubisoft, especially earlier this year. Everything seemed to be crashing down after their horrendous year last year with the failed X-Defiant, the failure of, what's that pirate game? Skull and Bones. Mm-hmm. They had delayed, or the Star Wars Outlaws game wasn't doing great. They delayed Assassin's Creed ultimately to this year because they were afraid everything was going to come crashing down, and they were really like hoping Assassin's Creed would hit. Then the whole Tencent issue where they spun off a different department, a different company altogether. Yeah, with most of their IP. Yeah. So we talked a lot about Ubisoft this year, but this week, Ubisoft postponed their earnings call and halted training, no explanation, 15 minutes before they were scheduled.
Earning calls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
trading, not training. You said trading.
Did I say training?
Trading.
So they were supposed to be they were due to publish their second quarter results on Thursday, but instead, 15 minutes earlier, issued a statement announcing their postponement and alerting the market that trading in its shares will be halted. We don't know anything else. There was an internal email sent out that said unnecessary speculation and market volatility, but really, I mean, we don't know. We, at this point, what the deal is exactly, I'm not exactly sure. I really don't think I've ever read a story like this. Have you?
No, nothing major. I mean, minus like GameStop stock being halted like a few years back now. Was it 2 years now?
Yeah, I'm thinking like
AMC
video.
Meme. Yeah. But in terms of like video game stock, probably not. I wonder if it's maybe some sort of. A lot of people are speculating like a sale.
Yeah.
But 15 minutes before earning call is pretty crazy.
There's some people speculating it is an accounting error.
Potentially. Like
that something's not, the math wasn't mathing. Yeah. The math wasn't mathing. The email says, "Hello everyone, I wanted to let you know that we're taking extra time to finalize the closing of the semester, and as a result, we will publish our first half earnings results in the coming days instead of tonight. Due to legal regulations, we can't share more information with you at this time." Legal regulations probably for insider trading. To limit unnecessary speculations and market volatility during this short delay, we have asked Euronext to suspend the trading of our stock until results are announced. So what does that mean? Does that mean you could sell your shares or no?
No, you can't trade at all. So you have
It's locked.
It's locked.
Oh,
so
dude. Yeah, I think they were afraid people were going to short the stock or something, and then
due to like maybe some misrepresentation of the numbers, right? Because if they put out wrong numbers, then that would lead to potential lawsuits for investors.
Yeah,
it would be a class action.
We'll wait and see. This might be a big nothing burger, but I'm sure we'll find out here next week. Sticking with the great companies that we have running the video game industry, we talked about Krafton's pivot to AI first. They're now offering staff voluntary resignations, and they have the full package: 1 year or less, 6 months salary; 2 years or less, 12 months salary; 5 years or less, 18 months salary; 8 years or less, 24 months, etc., etc. They're just basically saying, "Hey, dude, you want to voluntarily lay yourself off?" I mean, this is insane. The quote is, "The core purpose is to support members in proactively designing their growth direction and embarking on new challenges both inside and outside the company amid the era of AI transformation," Krafton said. The company plans to support members in autonomously deciding whether to continue the direction of change internally or expand externally. They are.
This is to shake some dead weight for people that have other thoughts on what they want to do in their life, I guess.
Doesn't sound really good. That actually sounds like super aggressive. Right? It's like, yo, just lay yourself off. We're just giving you a heads up. You're all gone soon enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't inspire confidence and
at all.
How they're wanting to staff their company, right?
Durwin, we unfortunately more layoff news, and this is coming from Crystal Dynamics, which this is their fourth round of layoffs. within probably the last 2 years here, they are laying off 30 more people. They obviously had a big round of layoffs in August after Microsoft canceled Perfect Dark, which they were co-developing with the initiative. They had a round of layoffs in March where 17 people were laid off, and a round of layoffs in September 2023. They are working on the next Tomb Raider game, which is being published by Amazon. So I don't know, man. This is kind of... Are you worried about the Tomb Raider game? I know you're more interested in it than me.
Yeah, I think I brought it up when we talked about it last week for... What was it? Some other game from Amazon.
Or something else. I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So, this isn't inspiring. This adds on to it, if anything. Because, man, the Tomb Raider games were good. The first two were good.
You're talking about the reboot from the 2010s.
Yes, exactly.
That's it for sad news. Durwin, we have a lot of video game adaptation news to talk about this week, so I'm going to get right into it. Fallout Season 2. Full trailer is out now. Coming out December 17. I am excited for this. Have you seen the trailer?
I have.
Oh, dude. This is going to be a really good, cozy winter break show to watch. December 17. Let's freaking go. We get to see more of the ghoul. We get to see more of all the main characters in there. It's looking like the tone is really serious. I am ready, man.
Hopefully not
the Fallout
too serious.
Show.
I like the bits of humor.
I love the Fallout show, man. That show was spectacular last year. Was it? Yeah.
Yes.
Durwin, we got a movie trailer for the Mario Galaxy movie, the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Rosalina.
Yeah, we got a look at Rosalina and Bowser Jr. Rosalina being voiced by Brie Larson and Bowser Jr. being played by Benny Safdie. So, trailer looks really good. Of course, this is one being co-animated by Illumination Studios, which is a pretty big name out there in the animated
movies
video
and stuff like that.
What do you think about this trailer?
I think it looked pretty good. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty solid.
The first Mario movie was great, so hopefully this continues.
100%. So we got another announcement for a Death Stranding show. This is not the Death Stranding animated film Mosquito, which we saw a trailer for a few months back. This is a separate animated show called Death Stranding Isolations, coming to Disney Plus in 2027. Another 2D animated hand-drawn style kind of. This takes place somewhere in North America. There's like a clip of a blonde-haired girl with green eyes and another. I think it's a man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a man. So it's. I don't know. We don't have anything else here to see. The live action film is being produced by A24, but I think Kojima was saying that he wants something different for this one.
It's crazy how many like media movies and spin-off things that are coming out of Death Stranding.
Yeah, we don't have any look at this yet, so it's just kind of an art with a title. But speaking of things coming out of Death Stranding, did you see this exoskeleton?
I did not see this exoskeleton, but I cannot imagine it to be...
exoskeleton with AI technology that is claimed to give you 50% extra power to the wearer's steps. It's meant for hiking. Makes you carry more things. It's a limited edition.
This already existed. This definitely already existed.
Yeah, I don't know. Makes hiking easier. Removes strain from the knees. Extends hiking range by 15 miles and vertical climb by 9.3 miles.
Yes, this definitely existed.
Well, I don't know why you would need to expend your 9.3 miles. Like Everest is not even 9.3 miles.
The issue is once the battery dies, you are now carrying a however many pound weight that also costs a bunch of money. So you can't just leave it on the mountain.
Yeah. You gonna buy one of them?
No, I'm good. I don't go hiking enough to require assistance like that.
My knees are okay enough, and if they're not, maybe it's time to hang up the hiking boots.
Powered wheelchair.
Yeah, we got 2-3 more news stories that I want to get through this week. Mostly regarding sales. Pokemon Legends ZTA, man, holy smokes! Pokemon Legends ZA is the best-selling physical game of the year so far in the United States. This is coming from the one and only Maps Catella, who is the senior director at the research company Circana. He had a YouTube interview with Kyle Bossman. He's saying Pokemon is the biggest media property around right now. It's leading in our toys. Tracking the trading cards are one of the biggest drivers of the entire toy industry right now. It's broken all containment from the video game world in terms of franchise strength. It's the best-selling physical game of the year so far, and it's only been on the market a few weeks. It's going to be one of the big drivers for the holiday quarter. Crazy stuff. I mean, in the fall earlier, I called up EB Games here in Canada. I called them to see if they're doing any midnight launches for any of Ghost of Yotei, Silent Hill F, or Battlefield. And every time I called, I was told no. The only one we're doing a midnight launch for is Pokemon ZA. Yeah. Their policy over here is if they have over 150 pre-orders at any store, all the stores will do midnight launch. So ZA must have sold like crazy. Yeah. Yeah, maybe one day I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on ZA.
I mean, I'll just recap it. I really don't want to get into like a heavy review to ZA because I've got nothing really good to say about it. I have beat it.
Okay.
The story is lackluster. They didn't try. The battle mechanics are mid. They didn't really try. The battle animations are okay. The story is not great. Like, I did not care whatsoever. Oh, man. Like, I don't know how... this blows my mind that it's the best-selling physical game. But also doesn't.
Beats me. I have no Pokemon video game nostalgia, so it is a mystery to me.
Like, I think that nostalgia should just be dead at this point.
It is alive and well, and that is why they will only ever invest $15 million to develop a game. Because guess what, buddy? They'll sell
They make
anyway.
so much money. It's crazy.
They're not spending $300 million like Spider-Man, Insomniac to freaking develop a game, dude.
Yeah.
They
I guess
don't need it.
Yeah.
Their goal next is spend less so we can make more money.
So this is one of the reasons why Nintendo doesn't ever have to worry about emulation or anything like that. Because people, they don't just buy the game because they want to play the game. They want to buy the game because they want to collect the game, to be honest.
Especially with with the other Pokemons having like two versions.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you I had a copy of Black 2?
No, you never told me.
It wasn't
that.
sealed. It was basically a DS game that I didn't even play. I just unwrapped the plastic. I wish I didn't.
Oh, dude.
I sold it for like basically I think almost $200.
Oh, dude, if that was sealed.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, even these old games, like, they are worth so much money because people are nostalgic and they want to buy it. And, I feel like Pokemon is, like, the perfect, like, hey, let's go collect something thing. So, it makes sense.
Pokemon the biggest thing after GTA and Call of Duty? Or is it bigger?
In terms of, what do you mean? Like, just video game
as a
sales?
video game, yeah.
I bet it is.
Probably collectively, maybe it's bigger.
And maybe the thing is, they don't take that much money to produce.
Oh, yeah. They're not spending $200 million.
Yeah, like Battlefield 6. Oh. How long? What is it? 4 development studios or something working on it?
Yeah.
ZA, you have what? Game Shark?
Power World probably costs more than ZA to develop.
You think so?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It again, like... good for Nintendo. They have found their moneymaker, but...
Whatever.
Man,
you don't want to vote with your dollars?
Give your fans something. Don't give me a comfy farm game.
I mean, dude, vote with your dollars. People don't want to vote with their dollars. Nobody has a right to complain.
Yeah, that's true. I did vote with my dollars. I did not buy it. I borrowed a copy.
I'll be honest with you, dude. Even if this game was like $100 million to develop and it was like way better, probably still would have bought it anyway. We can move on to some other sales figures. A game that's doing really good, not as good as ZA, but really good for what it is. Ghost of Yotei has sold 3.3 million copies in a month, which actually puts it compares favorably to its predecessor, Ghost of Tsushima. Tsushima had sold 2.4 million copies in the first 3 days and 5 in 4 months. So it's really good where it's sitting right now. One caveat is Ghost of Tsushima came at the very tail end of the PS4 life cycle, so there's more PS4s in the wild. This is coming out with only 84.2 million units of PlayStations out as of September 30th, 2025. So yeah, less install base, but just as much sales.
Yeah. They still made money for sure.
Yeah. So that's good to hear. I don't know if this is also comparing it to like Tsushima sales and, where does it? It says 4 months or in 4 months. Yeah, I don't know what the lifetime Tsushima sales are. And I don't know if that counts the director's cut and the PS5 version that came out later.
Yep.
But yeah. And then speaking of actual PS5, on its 5th birthday, the PS5 sales remain virtually neck and neck with the PS4. 84 million units for the PS5. 2 million units behind the PS4 at the same stage, coming into its 6th holiday season. So it is a significant price increase compared to the PS4. You got to keep that in mind. So still selling really good. I bet you that GTA 6, if that came out this year, we would have got more PS5 sales this year. But ultimately the PS4 went on to sell 117 million units. Sony's second best selling console behind the PS2, which sold 160 million units. That is all for this week, folks. Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Slow Run Cast. It was a fun time talking to you, Durwin, about all the Steam hardware that is coming out, talking about all these video game announcements, the Horizon MMO and the Ratchet Clank Mobile, all the stuff we saw in the State of Play, all these other game announcements, all these TV shows, everything we covered this week. Great time, but we are not done, me and you. We are going to put a pause on this and record another episode because we are doing our Video Game Award nominations. Unfortunately, by the time that episode drops, the Game Award nominations will already be out, but you could retroactively listen to our episode to compare and see how good we are at predicting who is going to be nominated at this year's Game Awards. So thanks for tuning in. If you liked what you listened to, please leave us a like, subscribe, share it to your friends. Anything helps. We are on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts at the Slow Run Cast. Thanks for joining us, guys, and we are out.